Welcome, everyone, to Warriors Orochi 1 Samurai Part 2. We're going to go ahead and continue from where we left off. I did a couple of things off screen. I went and recruited Yoshimoto in the Way story mode. And then I picked up the Cavalier skill for from several other characters in order to increase the viability of my horse so that my horse wasn't garbage. Now we're going to proceed with the Battle of Tong Gate, because last time we ended on collecting Dongjua at Sishui Gate. Easily the most hateable character in this entire game. I would argue he's even more disgusting than Orochi.
Wu, one of the three kingdoms of ancient China, had their leader, Sun Jian, kidnapped by Orochi, and as a result, had been forced into serving the Serpent King. Nobunaga decided to send Sakon Shima, whom he had convinced to join his army when they met in Kyushu, to aid Sun Ce, leading Wu in his father's absence. An unaffiliated strategist, Sakon was aware of the secrets of many armies, including the whereabouts of Sun Jian's cell. Nobunaga knew that once Sun Ce had this information, he would defect from Orochi's army, and that this would significantly weaken the Serpent King. As luck would have it, however, the forces of the Orochi army arrived to attack Nobunaga at just that moment, making Sakon's journey extremely problematic.
I believe I know what you're thinking. Excellent. And this is a chance for me to flex my strategical muscles, as it were. Let's get going.
My lord, the enemy approaches. They are vast in number.
Nothing must stand in Sakon's way. We must pave the path for his egress, with snakeskin, if necessary.
So our Cavalier is now at rank 8. I might have increased the levels of a couple of my abilities by 1 or 2 points in the process of getting it. But don't worry, we're not super overpowered. I didn't go level up a lot of my officers off camera. Well, I did, but they're officers we won't be using and are tied to different story modes, and a lot of them, because the samurai story isn't cleared yet, basically everyone I did level up, we don't have access to. And even then, their equipment's not as good as what we're carrying. So it doesn't matter. I didn't level up these guys a bunch off screen. Tong Gate.
Sakon, go and see this little conqueror. Tell me if he has what it takes.
While this battle tears me apart, I have a sworn allegiance to Liu Bei to uphold.
It's weird. Liu Bei's attack, I discovered earlier, his 6th attack is bugged. The charge attack on it. Wipe out all enemy officers advancing on Tong Gate.
For justice!
There's nothing else for it.
So we need to use Ma Chao here.
You have earned my
because he
praise.
needs to level up. And he has to kill 6 officers for us to get access to his next ability. We want to be a little picky about trying to level anybody up from now on. There's definitely other characters that I easily could have used and didn't.
I must fulfill my oath. Fall back! The law finds voice in me. That's what we've been waiting to see.
So, I guess I should explain the way the story to this game works. The game has kind of already explained it a fair bit.
No choice.
The way this works is virtually all of the characters from Samurai Warriors 2 and Samurai Warriors 1, including Yoshimoto from Samurai Warriors 2 Extreme Legends, but nobody else from the Extreme Legends package, which honestly offends the living fuck out of me. We got, like, they had one character from
Get ready to taste my steel.
Samurai Warriors 2 Extreme Legends pool that they pulled, and it was fucking Yoshimoto Imagawa. Are you kidding me?
Voice in me.
Like, Mayada Toshiie, I would have taken Gracia over him, because Yoshimoto's just a fucking joke character. And at least Gracia has a kind of semi-compelling story, and she could have had an arc with her father in this game. It's needed.
Exemplary warrior.
Because she doesn't have one in the original. She doesn't have one in SW2.
The enemy commander is on the move. No chance, Sakon.
Sakon Shima is on the move towards his escape. Wait. Why in God's name would I settle for that when I have red hair? So we're going to follow Sakon all the way to the escape point. We are actually going to have to worry about protecting him, but only a little bit. He's not one of those I need to be babied characters. Alright, I got 4 minutes to get 2 more officer kills.
Do you mind if I tag along for a bit?
I bring news. The Orochi army are marching on Tong Gate. Retreat!
Wait, I will be your opponent.
The law finds voice in me. Wonderful. You have earned my praise.
Perhaps I should have let you pass.
But essentially the way this game opens up, Orochi takes everybody from the Three Kingdoms era of China and the Warring States period of Japan, all the greatest heroes, plucks them out of their point in time where each one of them is at the height of their power, and throws them all into this pocket dimension on the astral plane that he has created.
Impressive. You do not
He then proceeds to test his might against all of them by sending his warriors to fight all of the best warriors of these different kingdoms. And then he subjugated Wu and Wei because Cao Cao went out and fought and didn't come back. And with Wu, Sun Jian got captured, probably from an ambush, and he got dragged into one of Orochi's prisons, and then that basically forced the surrender of Wu through his children. Wei, after Cao Cao went out and fought a grand battle against the main Orochi army and vanished because he couldn't win, rumors circulated that he had died on the battlefield and his body wasn't recovered. Cao Pi, with what's left of the scattered Wei army, was incapable of opposing him at that time, and elected not to do so in that instance. So instead of engaging the Orochi army, he surrendered in order to gradually weaken Orochi's forces from the inside. by putting down rebellions while minimizing rebellion soldier casualties and his own. Gathering officers to him that had sufficient strength and skill and ability and strategic capacity that he could take advantage of them and use them for his rebellion. And then rebel at the appropriate time and attempt to kidnap Daji directly so that he could eliminate her as a risk. After eliminating her as a risk, he would then move himself into position to lay siege to Orochi's main grounds. So that was Cao Pi's plan. With Wu, Sun Jian and a large number of Wu officers that followed him to war ended up getting captured in numerous conflicts against Orochi. Using Sun Jian as a hostage, he forced the surrender of the Wu royal family, which caused their main army to stand down. Certain rebellious officers of the Wu army, however, rejected surrender and instead chose to continue to fight. These officers included Ling Tong, Gan Ning, Lu Xun, and a few others. These were some of Wu's most rebellious officers regardless. Officers captured included Sun Jian, Tai Shizi, Zhou Yu, Lu Men, and a few others. Huang Gai was also scattered. And I believe Huang Gai rejected serving Orochi in lieu of attacking Orochi's armies, using raiding attacks in order to try and find his lord and set him free rather than be enslaved. With the bulk of the Wu army serving Orochi's men on top of Orochi's own troops, he didn't really need to be there anyway. He just needed to launch raids on key positions until he could get the information he needed out of Orochi and one of Orochi's attacks. In the end, he got that information from Nobunaga, and it wasn't even he who got that information. At that point, what happened next? I'm trying to remember. For Shu was scattered and broken. Liu Bei was defeated by the massive enemy army that overwhelmed and assaulted Shu's main forces.
I'll be fine from
This
here.
caused Zhao Yun to lose
Thanks
hope
for the
and
help,
fell apart,
such as it was.
and fall down as well. Guan Yu and Zhang Fei, after seeing Liu Bei fall and then get captured, surrendered immediately, desperate to preserve their younger brother's life. Liu Bei being the least martially capable of them, it made sense for Orochi and Daji to want to use him as the hostage. He was also the king of Shu, and being the king of that kingdom, his influence allowed a number of Shu officers to be corrected into service. Those officers included Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, Ma Su, Zhuge Liang, and I think one or two others. But the entire point of that fight was, for Zhuge Liang anyway, Zhuge Liang was just pretending to work for Orochi. And he was ensuring that Orochi's forces were weakened in tiny ways by intentionally leaving amateur holes in elite strategies and expecting his enemies to be competent enough to be able to figure it out.
That's what we've been waiting to see. Discretion is the better part of valor.
This caused the Orochi army to seize control of a few of the mightiest warriors of Shu. However, warriors such as Wei Yan, Huang Zhang, Guan Ping, Ma Chao, and others were scattered and rejected Orochi's control. The vast majority of the Shu army ended up in scattered individual resistance movements that tried to rally some form of defense for the people because they're warriors of virtue more than they are warriors of ambition and hardened, hardened servitude and discipline. As such, Zhao Yun ended up in a prison cell, and the majority of Wei's officers and Wu's officers ended up in their control, along with a number of additional officers. Lu Bu saw Orochi as the ultimate challenge and chose to serve him purely on the grounds that after all, every other adversary had been bested, Lu Bu would be able to fight him for real, to test Lu Bu's might in one final challenge. So that's why Lu Bu works for Orochi. Lu Bu doesn't work for Orochi because Orochi is Orochi. He works for Orochi because he wants the chance to fight a god to see if a god can challenge him. A number of samurai kingdoms also ended up, or warlord provinces came under attack and got destroyed as well. The Takeda forces got scattered, the Uesugi forces got scattered. They didn't get destroyed, and they were, for the most part, able to regroup. Yuan Shao, Menghuo, Menghuo and Zhu Rong tried to, they basically did what they always do, they stayed in Nanzhong, and they tried to protect their homeland of Nanzhong, but obviously sooner or later, without assistance, they were going to be destroyed. And there wasn't really going to be a whole lot that could be done about that.
So you're the fool who dares to try and stop me!
It's just that simple.
That's what we've been waiting to see.
Now, Tong Gate as a battlefield, as far as its historical relevance, this is where Ma Chao's army that he rallied to attack Cao Cao in revenge got decimated and fell apart due to internal dissolution and conflict. It fell apart for several reasons. Number one, Cao Cao had an old acquaintance in that army who was working with them because his province was one of several key provinces they needed to protect. And finally, when Cao Cao used that connection to establish friendly relations and then expose those relations, everybody became suspicious of each other and they all began retreating. Ma Chao lost the fight when his army broke apart and he was incapable of rallying them, so he was forced to retreat and fled to the lands of Shu.
It's your blood.
If you want my head, come and take it!
I do not suffer fool's blood. I would rather live and redeem myself than die in shame.
You were wrong to oppose me.
A splendid show of force. That's what we've been waiting to see.
I'm gonna kick your ass. Come here, I'm gonna kick your ass.
You were wrong to oppose me.
Excellent.
That was an unfortunate delay, but I think it's time to pay the little conqueror a visit now.
Do not disappoint me.
Hello. Can I help you, Pebbles? Can I help you, little puppy? I want Daddy's attention. I want his attention. That's what I want. So says my adorable fat cat. She really is a sweetheart. When she's not being a bully. Why do you keep bullying Penny? Can't you two coexist? You idiot. I'm not an idiot. I'm a Pebbles. Pebbles is not stupid. all the time. No, you're not stupid. You're just silly. You may have noticed, by the way, that the majority of the characters we've been picking up in the samurai storyline aren't samurai. I feel like that's a bit of a fucking oversight in this campaign. That's gonna change, don't worry. Did we only unlock? Yeah, we only unlocked the Battle of Guandu. I need to double check the unlock conditions for the 5X chapter. Pardon me a moment. Really? Damn.
Two of the great leaders of the resistance, Shingen Takeda and Kenshin Uesugi, overcame their personal differences to form a military alliance. Believing that this had only served to gather the enemy soldiers for easier disposal, Orochi gleefully sent his main forces in to wage war with them. The two armies clashed at Nagashino. Shingen and Kenshin were brave and cunning leaders, but the numerical disadvantage doomed them to failure from the very start. When Nobunaga heard what was happening, he decided against sending reinforcements, instead turning his sights upon the fortress of the Orochi army in Guandu.
So, I'm gonna say this now. I don't like what the story just did there. Shingen Takeda and Kenshin Uesugi. Those men are two of the greatest military leaders of their age. Alright? Kenshin was so skilled in warfare, both in strategy and in combat martial prowess, that he was deified as the Japanese god of war. He was said to have been the living physical embodiment of Bishamonten. Bishamonten is the god of war in that culture, right? So Shingen Takeda was his rival. Shingen Takeda was known as the Tiger of Kai. Those two were rivals of the highest caliber. They were two of the most deadly men on the planet. And they loved fighting each other. Shingen, however, was said to have yearned for peace a bit more. But he had a pretty ruthless side, too. I'm going to blow my nose real quick, and then I will get back to this, because I'm starting to have trouble breathing through my nostrils. Alright, now that I can breathe. So, they tried to say that the numerical disadvantage killed these men before the fight started. I fail to see how two of the most brilliant-minded warlords in terms of strategic capability could possibly lose a fight just because of numbers. That is not conceivable. The only way that's conceivable is if you had 1,000 men versus 50,000 men. And they actually had bigger armies than that by a pretty significant margin. The Takeda and Uesugi clans were not small. So that really doesn't translate to me.
We will attack on 3 fronts and bury them. Advance. Nagahito, I am relying on you to our main camps.
Yes, sir. You can count on me.
Ensure Nagahide Niwa is not defeated.
Next time. You were wrong to oppose me.
Guandu. So, historically speaking, Guandu is where...
Oh no!
Excuse me.
How awful! Our main force is gone, and I'm all alone. And if Guandu falls, it could be all over. This is the perfect
My frame
opportunity
rate.
to show off 1 or 2 tricks I have at my sleeve.
Oh my god, my frame rate.
Let's see then.
My frame rate is tanking. Oh, there we go.
How about this?
Wow. I apologize, everybody. Like that, sometimes the game just does that. For some reason, the PlayStation really does not handle this game very well. The PlayStation 2 didn't handle the original Samurai Warriors very well either. If I can, I want to try to get a console cleaning kit of some kind and try to clean the disk drive to my Xbox so I can boot up my original Xbox and get that working. Because the Xbox version of Samurai Warriors, way better than the PS2 version. I also want to note this. For an army that's missing its main force, this game is not simulating that very well from the start at all. Look at how many fucking officers and troops are still in Guandu. Way too many.
Simply magnificent. The Orochi army has entered into combat with the Takeda Uesugi alliance at Nagashino.
Is that so?
Do you think you can stop me?
But historically speaking, this is where Cao Cao kind of made a big name for himself.
Backing out.
He ended up destroying
You were wrong to oppose me.
the entire army of Yuan Shao here.
So, you have decided to surrender your lives, have you?
The fights between them were not very... Like, the fight was actually a god-awful mess. Cao Cao was vastly outnumbered by Yuan Shao's massive provincial forces and the troops that he had drafted into his force. So he ended up having to try and rely on Guandu Castle down there, which is where Daji is hiding. Yuan Shao originally attacks from the north end of where the map is showing you in the top left corner.
Such a pious soul!
My task is done.
And what Cao Cao ended up having to do is he locked off the castle, dug tunnels in order to be able to get to and from. Mass defection occurred on both sides. Historically speaking, this battle was a fucking mess. And I'll be real,
These guys are making life tough for
Cao
Orochi.
Cao won from fucking luck.
Now's my chance to help him out, I guess.
He won by luck.
I don't know who you
because
are or where you're from.
there was
but
mass
I'm on your
defection in
side,
both
buddy.
camps. One of the men who defected ended up bringing information to Cao Cao about the enemy's actual supply depot at Wu Chao.
If you want my head,
And
come and take it.
the supply depot at Wu Chao
Holding its own.
was basically where all of the enemy's food was.
I am no match for a legend like you.
So Cao
were
Cao
wrong
dug
to
tunnels there and burned and set the supply depot on fire, burning up almost all of his men's food. This forced Yuan Shao's army to surrender. Yuan Shao, if I recall correctly, was executed sometime after.
Feel the venom coursing through your veins. Resistance is futile.
Dick.
You were wrong to oppose me. Oh, such a pious soul!
And now we're receiving reinforcements from Ling Tong.
Go forth, my precious creations.
Enemy phantom soldiers have appeared.
They're ghosts! Swords go straight through!
A simple trick of the light. Ignore them and take down the puppet master.
Orochi will triumph. Do not resist.
I love
You were wrong to oppose me.
Nobunaga's just cold, casual.
A splendid
Yeah,
show of
who gives a
force.
shit. Find the dickhead responsible and stab him.
This wickedness originates in Final Castle. I shall rain down divine punishment upon this evil practitioner of the devil.
Part of what made things so difficult for
Orochi
Cao
will
Cao is
Do not
Liu
resist.
Bei and
It's just that simple.
Guan Yu were involved in this battle. Liu Bei was assisting Yuan Shao. Guan Yu was working for Cao Cao because they had been separated in a retreat from
A splendid
Xiaopi.
show of force.
I bring bad news. Our allies are struggling at Nagashino.
Is that
Almighty gods, endow me with your divine strength. And I humbly request you to stand and fight. Look out! Here I come!
It's just that simple.
Simply magnificent.
And when both faction members met each other on the battlefield, rather than continue to fight, they both retreated from their respective faction lords.
Stay alive.
This pissed off
It's just that simple.
Yuan Shao immensely, having Liu Bei essentially abandon him like this.
But I am a mighty sorcerer.
And Cao Cao was very, very happy to have Guan Yu on his army, but Guan Yu didn't really care for Cao Cao very much.
Me? You want me to? Oh, yes, certainly. Advance.
Their target is our main camp. We must keep it safe.
Simply magnificent.
Ling Tong just showed up. I guess I can use that as a prompt to talk about him. He is famous as the son of Ling Cao, a Wu warrior who actually had pretty good capabilities as a warrior.
Time for me to show why they paid
His father was killed by Gan Ning during an assault on Guangzhou's territory because I believe it was Shako. Guangzhou had lured Sun Jian into an archer ambush and had him shot to death. So his son, Sun Xuan, was like, well, fuck you, I'm coming for your head now, and did. And the resultant conflict was at Shako. Huangzu tried to rely on Gan Ning's pirates to arrange the boats that they held to attack enemy forces from the docks, and that ended up not working out. The dock got attacked by Ling Tong. Dong Shi ended up moving to assist Ling Tong when he overextended himself, attacking Gan Ning. And those two had quite the antagonistic relationship for quite a while, but inevitably became decent friends. And Gan Ning, basically, he was just like, yeah, I've got no intention of apologizing for killing your old man, kid. Sorry. I'm not gonna apologize for that. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? And he goes, no. When I killed your old man, he was an enemy. I was hired by Wu. Now I work for you.
Here I come.
Kill the enemy, protect your allies. War is just that simple to me. Your father was an enemy, I killed him.
Stay alive.
You are an ally, I protect you.
It's just that
That's all I
simple.
need to know. And that's kind of how Ling Tong and everybody was like, God, he kind of has a point. And Lu Meng and a few others ended up sitting down with him and talking him out of his sworn vengeance, so he inevitably kind of leaves his grudge behind for the betterment of Wu.
Do you think you can stop me?
Get ready to taste my steel!
That was a close one. I better be more careful.
It's just that simple.
Your strength is a gift from the heavens!
Damn! I hate backing out.
It's just that simple.
Brilliant!
I didn't realize how bad the PS2 version of this game was.
All forces, advance upon Guandu.
Discretion is the better part of valor.
It's just that simple.
Your
That
strength
frame
is a
rate
gift
drop,
from
mother
the
of God. That's the game doing that. Do not adjust your PC. That's the game doing that. It's really not handling everything that's going on at once right now. And I'm trying to get rid of as many moving things on the screen as possible to minimize the frame rate issues, but I apologize. It's not working as well as I'd like.
Brilliant!
Where's my horse? There's my horse. But Ling Tong is kind of a cool officer. The way the Warriors games depict him, he's young, brash. He's quite the joker. He loves kind of being a smart mouth. And him and Gan Ning are kind of work buddies. They kick ass together now really well, and he's often paired with Gan Ning because Gan Ning was a very talented warrior. As far as who Gan Ning is,
Because if you don't, then I might just have to hit you with the catapult.
you really think catapults will frighten me, lady?
Wanna fight? Then fight me! I won't be denied next time.
It's just that simple.
Brilliant!
Alright, I gotta get out from under these catapults. They're fucking me up. He uses nunchaku, or nunchucks, for anybody who doesn't know what nunchaku somehow is. It's basically the actual formal name for nunchucks.
I will slowly choke your life.
I hate those weapons. But he has one of the most fast adapting and overpowered fighting styles in the series.
It's just that simple.
That's what we've been waiting to see.
For justice!
A splendid show of force.
Alright, I'm gonna swoop over here and seal this last checkpoint here so that enemies will quit spawning out of it. And I reduced the amount of enemies over there for Zhang Jiao because I didn't want him to get overwhelmed. There we go. Now I'm gonna go check on Ling Tong and the others. I want a fable where we go back to the days of the Old Kingdom. That's what I want out of Fable. I want to see the Old Kingdom that rebelled against Jack of Blades and the like outer god entities that he brought with him. Because fun fact about Jack of Blades, hun, he was never human. He was a god, and he was the weakest of the four. And he still almost burned the world down. You do, and you destroy him. But I want to go back to the Old Kingdom. I want to see the king and queen. I want to see the ace. I want to know what the hell those things were. I want to see what they could do at the height of their power. And I want to see the Old Kingdom at the height of its power. Yes, they were all from the Old Kingdom.
Orochi will triumph. Do not resist.
Are you telling me not to resist?
The law finds voice in me. Brilliant!
Resistance is futile.
The law finds voice in me.
Wonderful. You have earned my praise.
Can you really afford to waste time here? Your friends might not make it unless you go.
No concern.
Are you sure you want to throw your life away?
The law finds voice in me.
The serpent is out of options. Shingen, Kenshin, know that I am grateful.
The armies of Shingen and Kenshin have fought bravely, but have been defeated at Nagashino. This is a black day indeed.
It's almost as if they sacrificed themselves to ensure our victory. Perhaps Lord Nobunaga foresaw this, and that's why he went straight to Kwandu.
If I had gone to Nagashino, the enemy would simply have overrun Guandu instead.
That's true. Ling Tong is now available for use. That egg was incredibly good. Alright, so now we can go to Nagashino. This is actually kind of an interesting mission.
Shingen Takeda and Kenshin Uesugi advanced upon Nagashino, hoping to draw the full attention of the Orochi army. Their plan worked. Orochi transferred his primary forces from Guandu to Nagashino, leaving the fortress at Guandu dangerously undermanned. If Nobunaga were to take advantage of this opportunity and attack Guandu, then a mortal blow could be dealt to Orochi's hopes. For this reason, Shingen and Kenshin were prepared to martyr themselves. But just as they were prepared to ride to their deaths, help came from an unexpected quarter.
Wongjong, Uchisato Gama, and Zhang Ren, Nobunaga, Cao Pi and Sun Xuan, along with Cao Ren and Zhou Tai, are leading this army. Nagashino, as it's called by this game. Nagashino is actually a, like Kenshin and Shingen have actually lost the majority of their army somehow. Is where the Takeda army famously met its absolute final defeat.
Support has arrived even from Nobunaga's former enemies. But we remain outnumbered. We must join forces at once if we are to stand a chance.
The Orochi army has our allies surrounded.
Is this to the end of my road to glory?
This is where numbers and strategy very quickly became a realization. This is also where everybody kind of thought that it was basically over for opposing Nobunaga. A lot of lords kind of caved the instant they heard about this massive defeat. Like, this was the most disastrous thing that could have ever happened to the Takeda.
To fight is suicide.
What happened here?
Why do you do that?
Cao Ren can be acquired in this battle if you are willing to perform a little bit of an extra feat. You have to defeat him before the ambush gets placed that he tries to sniff out. You can't let him sniff out that ambush. You actually have to defeat him before he can do that. He will get captured, and then he will decide that instead of serving Cao Pi, he will serve us, and he becomes an ally. Again, I kind of want to point this out. The vast majority of the officers we've been able to recruit so far have pretty much all been Chinese. This is supposed to be the Japanese story
magnificent.
Told in the game.
The front line has been broken down, but I hear tell that the enemy commander is performing. We must take nothing for granted.
So why are the vast majority of our recruitable officers not samurai warriors?
To keep them quiet for a while.
Shingen and Kenshin have been successfully rescued.
What do you think, Nemesis? How should we proceed?
We must use our cavalry to take their main camp.
Agreed. I withdraw their attention. You must lead your men to the enemy camp.
Escort the cavalry safely as far as the ambush.
Simply magnificent.
Cavalry must not be hard. Hurry! Spring to their aid!
Brace yourself!
But what ended up happening to the Takeda is, first of all, Shingen had passed away. The Tiger of Kai had passed away by this point, and the enemy that they were fighting they were led by, I hate to say it, but Katsuyori was just an inept lord. His son was just not up to the task of commanding the clans, and
Simply magnificent.
he ordered a rampant charge at heavily entrenched enemy positions with his cavalry, expecting his might to overwhelm and destroy his opponents, and that didn't happen.
Every turn.
The barricades had a large amount of musketeers behind them, and these musketeers shot right through their armor, shot right through their cavalry, and shot right through the entire Takeda main army. Katsuyori kept reinforcing, thinking that they should be able to get there while they reload, but using an alternative form of fire by having his men alternate between fire archetypes. While one line fired, his line, the second line was reloading, the third line was reloading. So his 3-rank was Oda Nobunaga's 3-rank strategy was basically keeping a constant level of fire going and compensating for the incredibly cumbersome reload speed of the weaponry he was using.
Plans are in place. Time to execute. Outfought at every turn.
It's just that
Simply magnificent.
This cost the Takeda army all of its old guard officers. Masakage Yamagata was killed in the first volley. Masatoyo Naito was killed in a subsequent volley.
discretion is the better part of valor.
Virtually every member of the Takeda cavalry got slaughtered. And with his cavalry massacred, the bulk of his troops dead,
it's just that simple.
He just didn't really have a way to deal with this.
Magnificent.
And because of this, Katsuyori faltered and retreated. He was protected by Masayuki Sanada, if I am remembering that correctly, unless that's just a Samurai Warriors thing. I didn't get to look at all the details. I know Sanada Warriors did assist in the battle, but I'm not sure if Masayuki was the one to go do it. The other thing to note is that Oda Nobunaga and Ieyasu Tokugawa, who had arranged these defenses, well, they didn't exactly have much in the way of losses. They lost a few men to the fight, but they really didn't lose that much. So the victory was pretty like cut dry and catastrophic for the Takeda forces. And not long after that, the Takeda clan committed seppuku, and so did Katsuyori for his disgraceful lack of forethought that led to pretty much the entire utter collapse. Because they had Asylum, I think, as an option with the Sanada, but Ieyasu, or rather not Ieyasu, but Katsuyori just didn't have a means of rebuilding his clan, and after the massive dishonor he had just committed to his father's name, and, you know, the losses to the clan, he didn't feel like he deserved any real second chances, so he just didn't take it. He committed seppuku with what was left of his inner circle, who joined him in it, and that was pretty much it for him. And that was where the Takeda vanished from history. So to have the Takeda here in this battle, or in this region, and have them lose this battle in this game, I believe is kind of a reference to that, to some degree. And I both like and hate it. Because Cao Pi, Sun Xuan, Cao Ren, and Zhou Tai None of these guys are smart enough to outthink any of these warlords. Or, like, to outthink these two. None of these guys are that smart. So, how did these two incredibly brilliant strategists end up getting surrounded and getting their asses kicked by that? It just doesn't make sense. At least not to me. Alright, we cleaned out the vast majority of the enemy. We need to keep targeting the Chinese majors and the Japanese captains of the enemy units. That's going to kill them faster. It's going to make this guy move a lot quicker. There we go. Okay, we've cleaned them all out. Yeah, those guys are running the hell away. Wow, Kageiye, you really let yourself get beaten to hell. Alright, that should clean out the enemy's offensive troops in the meantime. And allow the Takeda cavalry its chance.
That's it. Just a little further.
Good,
the enemy cavalry may be on the move. Sally forth into the bypath and cut down all you see.
Enemy forces are advancing to the
Discard
cavalry's
their lives to defeat Orochi. And
position.
What is it that I do?
That's a good question. What is it you do, Salren?
Why do you fight when you know you cannot win? You shall not pass. I am a rock. I believe in your cause. I can fool myself no longer. I shall be your shield, and together we will bring down the curtain on this age of madness.
Salren has vowed to fight with Nobunaga.
It's just that simple.
Frighteningly effective!
Occupy these bases. The Naue cavalry is preparing to assault the enemy camps.
Now is the time to show our faith.
The Naue cavalry is charging.
Oh, I had no idea they still had such forces in reserve.
So, this actually kind of leads me to think that they planned to lose this fight on purpose. Not because they couldn't win. Because that's a sizable fucking army to have in reserve and not call for it. So that you can at least, you know, scrape the bastards up that are in the main camp and then run.
Leave some for me! In battle, one's head is not for just filling a helmet.
Face me!
I
I shall teach you the basics of strategy.
Now you seem like...
Come closer and you will find out.
Escape is our only option.
It's just that simple.
Lightningly effective.
My time is not yet.
It's just that simple.
Simply magnificent.
Some you win, some you lose.
It's just that simple.
Frighteningly effective.
I love this music. This music is so good.
Bring it on. Simply magnificent. Damn, I hate backing out.
It's just that simple.
Simply magnificent.
And then it's funny because they have the Naoe cavalry leading the charge. In the original Samurai Warriors, Sanada Yukimura leads a successful charge.
Time to see just how special you are. You remind me of someone.
It's just that simple.
Frighteningly effective.
I'll show you the strength of the Soon Camp.
It's just that simple.
So, did you enjoy that?
Have I ever not?
I guess it had everything you'd ever wanted, really.
So the whole reason we did that fight was just to pick up Sauron. There was no other reason. Sauron has become available for use. There it is, his Silver Stallion Spear. Where what used to be? No, it's not. No. You want to know how I know that? It's under the heart of Bowerstone. Bowerstone is way far away from where the guild used to be. Yes. And Bower Lake is where the old Heroes Guild is buried. see how agility works on Nobunaga. Can't be the worst idea I've ever had. Range is an eternal problem of Mitsuhide in this game. For some strange reason, in Samurai Warriors 1, he wielded what was essentially a washing pole class katana. A lot of people might hear that phrase, washing pole class, and be like, the fuck does that mean? Well, if you know your Japanese swords, what it means is his sword was incredibly long. It was beyond long in its typical length. It was well beyond the typical length of your average katana, and it kind of stayed that way. His tier 3 katana and his tier 4 and 5 katana were like super fucking long weapons. They were so long that Sephiroth probably would have stopped in and been like, "Hey bro, why the fuck are you stealing my style?" Like, who gave you my sword? You know, is kind of what I feel like he would have said.
The Orochi army secured victory at Nagashino, eliminating the Takeda Uesugi alliance. Unable to simply allow Nobunaga to lay claim to their fortress in Guandu, however, Orochi was forced to send his troops straight from Nagashino to Guandu. Stunned at the loss of their fortress, depleted by the battle, and fatigued from the long journey, the morale of the Orochi army was at an all-time low. Wishing to take advantage of this situation, Nobunaga lay in wait at Fan
Castle.
They are great in number, but there is more to battle than mathematics.
The enemy looked like me after one of Nene's lectures. I don't have much fight in me after that. Shingen and Kenshin must have done a good job.
The claw of the dragon and the tooth of the tiger have made their mark.
It'll take more than a grenade to take out that old sod. I love that line. Like, as much as I don't like Fable 3 from a gameplay standpoint, I love some of the fucking comedy in that game. The dialogue was so good.
The water
Fuck yeah,
does
he
not
will.
seem to have dampened their fervor any. But at least it keeps
He's
their
also older than
reinforcements
dirt,
alive.
if you notice. Voiced by
Bring
who?
it on.
Who?
Until I realize that all you have to do
Ben
is
Kingsley?
open the floodgates
Oh!
and the plan's a total washout.
I won't lose
Yeah.
a second time. The law finds voice in me.
Simply magnificent.
Okay.
One battle after another. I don't know how much more I can take.
How long does Lord Sweet want intend to show? I shall show no mercy.
I don't like how the narrative doesn't really suit this either.
The law
Because,
finds voice in me.
Wonderful.
exhausted and
You have earned
depleted,
my praise.
but once again the enemy's on the verge of kicking my ass.
Break the vanguard and take down their armies.
Defeat the enemy officers on the front line and create a gap in the enemy. Morale will
I
plummet.
am obliged to fight no longer.
I won't be denied next time. The law finds voice in me.
See, some of these troops are deserted.
Very pretty work you're doing
deserting.
out there.
We can't take any more. Our front line has been crushed. I have done my duty. The time has come to fall back.
The frontline unit led by Sun Quan is retreating.
An exemplary warrior.
Battle after battle. So many innocent lives I have claimed. I thought it was for the future of Wu. Have I been misled?
Sun Quan has withdrawn, I see. In the end, I can only rely on myself.
Cao Pi has transferred the
Now
Floodgate
is our
defense
chance
unit to the front
pull the
lines.
plug.
Nobunaga has
Right
ordered
you
an
are.
assault on the
Head
floodgates.
for the floodgates.
The floodgates. Gotcha. I shall show no mercy. I won't be denied next time. The law finds voice in me. This must be all too easy for you. Oh, no, you don't. I won't be denied next time. The law finds voice in me.
This is Fawn Castle.
have
This
earned my
is
praise.
in the lands of Jing in ancient China. This is where Guan Yu famously met his end. He was surrounded by a Wei Wu alliance that ultimately led to the surrounding and overwhelming of his forces.
I won't be denied next time. The law finds voice in me.
Zhang Fei
This
was
must be
killed
all
also
too
not
easy
long
for
after
you.
that.
Your life shall be scattered to the delicate winds.
It's about time I faced a worthy opponent. There is still much for me to learn.
The law finds voice in me.
Wonderful. You have earned my praise.
This water attack is a work of art. Hands up.
Might like that is a rare find on the battlefield.
The law finds voice in me. This must be all too easy for you.
Overwork has dulled my artistic senses.
We must keep Lord Nobunaga safe.
Numerous allied reinforcements have arrived.
In the counterattack.
Nobunaga, there is no place for you in my lord's kingdom. My duty is to ensure your elimination.
My father's retainers still spend their lives chasing his ghost, I see.
Might like that is a rare find on the battlefield.
So we see that Nobunaga has kind of orchestrated, through Sako and Shima, he has orchestrated Wu defecting and being thrown into chaos in a previous mission. He is now going to orchestrate something else after this mission that is actually pretty important with Wei.
I humbly request you to stand and fight! I am powerless to stop you. Look out! Here I come! I humbly request you to stand and fight!
The law finds voice in me!
Get fucking trapped.
Wonderful! You have earned my praise. I will opt to stay alive and retreat.
The law finds voice in me!
That's some very pretty work you're doing out there.
I am powerless to stop you.
You were wrong to oppose me.
Lord Sakama's getting his ass kicked down
Brilliant!
there. You might want to go help him. Shaho Dune is nothing to sneeze at, by the way. He was a warrior said to be able to rival Guan Yu for martial prowess.
Nobunaga's head. Step aside.
It is my mission to keep that head raised.
Why are you here? You wish to judge my greatness with your blade?
I will not judge. I will destroy the pretender.
Stand and fight me! You wanna fight? Then fight me!
I had faith in you.
Ah! God damn it!
I won't be denied next time!
You were wrong to oppose me.
Every time I try to attack, I get clipped.
I won't be denied next time!
You were wrong to oppose me.
That's some very pretty work you're doing out there.
My fate is already sealed.
No, your fate is in my hands, and you may still lose. It's just that simple.
A splendid show of force.
Simply magnificent.
Bring it on!
No. I have greater dreams. You must be looking for trouble. There is still much for me to learn.
You'll also notice he's kind of putting a bit of a seed of doubt in Sun Quan right there. slave to a snake. Is that your ambition?
It's just that simple.
Impressive. I can see how you got where you are today.
This army fights with the true spirit of righteousness. If my brother can unite them, then maybe it's just that simple.
Simply magnificent.
I will go down fighting.
He's probably going to get routed no matter what I do. There's not really
Come, hit me with everything you've got. There's nothing else for it.
The law finds its voice in me. Wonderful. You have earned my praise.
Might like that is a rare find on the battlefield.
I humbly request you to stand and fight! I will opt to stay alive and retreat.
The law finds voice in me.
Simply magnificent.
I knew that was going to happen.
I humbly request you to stand and fight! I will opt to stay alive and retreat.
Yeah, that AoE shockwave from his attack is bugged too.
This must be all too easy for you.
I think Nobunaga's must work a little bit differently somehow.
My blade.
I shall show no mercy. I won't be denied next time.
You were wrong to oppose me.
A splendid show of force.
Look out! Here I come!
Stand and fight me!
A lot of these guys.
I will opt to stay alive and retreat.
You were wrong to oppose me.
Take it easy, will ya?
Simply magnificent.
I won't be denied next time.
You were wrong to oppose me.
A splendid show of force.
Retreat! Retreat!
First, let me express my admiration for how you have fought thus far. Then, a caution. You shall go no further.
But it isn't my head that you really want, is it?
What are you trying to say?
Salpina, why do you waste your resources in this meaningless battle?
I cannot think of what you could possibly mean.
Lay down all you like. My lord has seen through your charade.
I I won't be denied next time.
It's just that simple.
Impressive. I can see how you got where you are today.
At least I have been able to gauge your progress. This defeat will be a blow to Orochi.
The law finds voice in me.
Kill me now. I do not wish to live to see your rule.
If Nobunaga does not suit your tastes, then look elsewhere for leadership. But look to the living, not to the dead. Surely you have sensed the greatness of your master's progeny.
You mean that evil-hearted man?
Since you seem to need to cross swords with a man to determine his worth, then that is what you must do with him.
Since you seem to need to cross swords with a man to determine his worth, that is what you must do with him. Put him to use. If Nobunaga does not suit your tastes, very well. Find leadership somewhere else. But look to the living, not the dead. Oh my god. Hey. There. I don't know what it is with my memory card, but it doesn't like being read all the time. It's kind of a problem. Alright. We've unlocked the Battle of Wuzhong Plains and Showdown at Odawara Castle. This is how we pick up Sima Yi.
Having seized the Orochi army fortress at Guandu, the Nobunaga army was riding the crest of a wave. Just at this time, news filtered through of a rebellion against Orochi, led by Cao Pi and Mitsunari Ishida at Odawara Castle. The forces of the Orochi army in Odawara had been severely depleted through the ongoing battle. Thinking that such a golden opportunity should not be overlooked, Nobunaga immediately dispatched a unit to aid the rebellion.
Odawara Castle West.
Rats will always flee a sinking ship.
Let us save the boastful speeches until after the battle is won, shall we?
I will slowly choke the life out of you.
It's just that simple.
That's what we've been waiting to see. Ha! The joke is on you. You're about to be obliterated.
My blade is yours.
Feel the venom coursing through the veins.
You were wrong to oppose me.
Leave some for me!
Fools, enjoy your moment while it lasts.
The castle is swarming with soldiers of the Resistance. It is just as Daji foresaw.
After letting Cao Pi escape, she'll get no praise from me.
The two great strategists. I suppose I should be honored. Cut them down.
He's so flat.
It's all over! Flee!
You're still here? You won't get away that easily.
Here is where you wither and die.
You were wrong to oppose me.
Simply magnificent.
My plan. It failed.
That one's gonna get where he's going.
They've seized the bait. Now, destroy them!
Yeah, no, okay. So the whole point of this battle is to actually capture Sima Yi. In order to, or is to recruit Sima Yi. In order to recruit him, you have to see through both ambushes by stopping those guys from getting to where they need to be.
Having seen
Rats will always flee a sinking ship.
Let us save the boastful speeches until after the battle is won, shall we?
Don't get too confident.
Feel the venom coursing through your veins.
It's just that simple.
A splendid show of force. Fools, enjoy your moment while it lasts. For justice!
This is actually a decently fast horse.
The law finds voice in me! That's what we've been waiting to see.
Ha! The joke is on you. You're about to be obliterated.
The castle is swarming with soldiers of the Resistance. It is just as Daji foresaw.
After letting Cao Pi escape, she'll get no praise from me.
The two great strategists. I suppose I should be honored. Cut them down.
Ah! It's all over! Please!
You're still here? You won't get away that easily.
The law finds voice in me!
Brilliant!
My plan. It failed.
I will slowly choke the life from you.
The law finds voice in me!
Wonderful! You have earned my praise.
My plan. It failed.
My blade is yours.
How could they see through such a perfectly laid plan?
We cannot know the measure of Nobunaga as yet. We must not be complacent.
Sulu Yi's plan has failed.
I shall show no mercy! I won't be denied next time.
You were wrong to oppose me.
That's what we've been waiting to see!
Retreat! Stand and fight me! I won't be denied next time.
You were wrong to oppose me.
Brilliant!
Here is where you wither and die! Orochi will triumph! Do not resist!
You were wrong to oppose me.
That's what we've been waiting to see! I don't want any mercy!
I don't give mercy. I give merciful.
There's nothing else for it!
You were wrong to oppose me.
Simply magnificent.
Leave some for me!
So, Odawara Castle, I guess I should talk about Odawara, because this is kind of an important location as well.
Get ready to taste my steel!
Odawara Castle originally belonged to the Hojo, and it was a stonkingly huge castle.
Discretion is the better
I think the only castle that rivaled it in size was Nobunaga's Azuchi Castle.
A splendid show
And it, like, the primary reason that the Hojo were so strong was largely due to their position and their influence at the time. The Lion of Sagami is the title that Ujimasa Hojo, if I'm recalling correctly, held. And he was a very, very, very capable officer, but he was a little advanced in age. Samurai Warriors 4, if I'm recalling correctly, is the one that I played. Depicts him as a older man trying to protect what's left of his family and aid them in times of great conflict and strife. He is not really seen as particularly important. He is seen as somewhat capable. The problem with him ultimately is that his armies got into a lot of fights with a lot of people and got the shit beat out of them a lot of the time. The Hojo did actually try to fuck with the Takeda. They had an alliance with the Takeda at one point. That alliance stopped because I guess Ujimasa decided that the Takeda were overambitious, or maybe Shingen had offended him somehow. I'm not sure. I tried to look this information up at one point. Didn't find too much about what we've been waiting to see. But they stopped sending the Takeda clan salt, which they needed in order to preserve their food. The Takeda were actually going to starve during the winter without some salt.
Leave some for me!
So
I don't want any
he
mercy.
attacked the Takeda clan at one point, but
You were wrong to oppose me.
Uesugi Kenshin, his rival, thought
Discretion is the better
that's a
part
really
of valor.
fucked up and underhanded way to take somebody
You
down.
were wrong to oppose me.
I don't like that.
That's what we've been waiting to see.
So he rejected this and actually smuggled salt into the lands of the Takeda quietly without anyone knowing.
The bait has been taken. Seize them.
I don't know how much longer I can take this. They're just standing up for what they believe.
Think of your father. Come, you have no choice.
I do like how Ina and Shang Zhang kind of have a little bit of a sisterhood thing going.
None of this would have been possible without your decoy laying the groundwork.
They're both daughters to great warrior men that have a lot of that legacy on their shoulders.
Brilliant!
Leave some for me!
Righteousness is on our side. Show some shame, girl, and slink away.
I will not. For my father and my friends, I will fight.
And you leave me no choice.
Retreat!
Look out! Here I come!
I kind of want to stream Rogue Trooper at some point. That's a really good game.
I am powerless.
Boss is kind of bullshit at the end, though.
You were wrong to oppose.
Really fun game. Really, really cool aesthetic.
Leave some for me.
Do not rest on your laurels. You must move now.
Enemy forces are now advancing.
Know me, and you shall know pain. Are you ready to stand and fight like a man? Remember this. Next time, things will be different.
You want to fight? Then fight me! You were wrong to oppose me.
A splendid show of force. Leave some for me.
Still not enough. Still not enough.
You were wrong to oppose me.
Leave some for me.
Do you think you can stop me? Clash! It appears our two tough little ladies were not quite tough enough.
I won't lose a second. You were wrong to oppose me.
A splendid show of force.
Just trying to get rid of some of this cannon fodder so that my men don't get totally overwhelmed if I have to walk away.
I won't be denied next time. Stand and fight me! You were wrong to oppose me.
Leave some for me.
I won't be denied next time. You were wrong to oppose me.
A splendid show of force.
Don't worry, Nagachika, I'm coming. But this castle lasted for the Hojo pretty well. It was very well defended. I'm pretty sure the cannons are ahistorical. It had
That was almost
huge defenses and large numbers of people. But and I cannot remember who dealt with this castle ultimately. Oh yeah, no, I lied. I know exactly who did it. I apologize.
I won't be denied next time.
Hojo
You were wrong to oppose me.
Leave some
were
for
one of
me.
the few who kept trying to resist Hideyoshi Toyotomi when he came to power. And after Hideyoshi more or less forced a lot of clan lords to end up serving him by giving them the choice, fight or die. I have, like, he basically would, like, he walked up to a lot of the lords that he worked with and he goes, I have a lot of men here, look at how many men I have, and do you really want to, you know, do you really want to do
I
this?
hear you're a smart one, but I doubt it. Reinforcements? You mean they were ready for us all along?
The army would usually just surrender and not even try to fight.
All expectations.
And after the army falls apart, he added those forces to his own troops through basically ceremonies and treaties of loyalty. Finally, he got to the Hojo, and the Hojo were like, "Fuck you! I got a big castle. Fuck you! I got a lot of allies. You know, fuck you! I'm the regional lord of this part of Japan." And they were just like, "Fuck you! I'm not serving you." Well, Hideyoshi, more than tired of their attitude and their arrogance, basically just told them, "Work for me, or I will siege this castle and burn it to the ground. You guys just, like, you're not giving me a thought."
We're not discussing this matter at the moment. Come, face me.
Well, they finally did it, and they, in the process of doing this,
you were wrong to oppose me.
he was like, "Okay, fine." And so he called in favors from virtually every provincial lord that owed him as his servants. He called in the Shimazu Devil faction. Sinigi has become available for use. Excellent. He called in the... he didn't just call in the Shimazu Devils. He called in the Tachibana faction. He called in the... God, why is my brain blanking on it? Like, he called in the Shimazu, the Date, the Tachibana, the Uesugi clans, the Naue family, the Sanada family. Everybody who worked for him sent troops to represent in this battle. All of them. And I can't remember if it was specifically this battle, but I think it was this battle where Date Masamune, he knew this battle was a clusterfuck. A massive clusterfuck. So he showed up late. Very late. Intentionally late. So late that it was obvious he was refusing to show up on time. Like, straight up refusing. And that is because he was kind of expecting this battle to go horribly, and he didn't want his people to be the ones to lose the most from it.
Of the Serpent King's forces. Hoping to turn the tide, Orochi sent his closest ally, Masamune Date, to the headquarters of the resistance in Kanegasaki. If Kanegasaki were to fall, it would mean the end of the resistance. In addition, a fatal blunder had been made, leaving Wang Zhang to lead only the most basic of defensive units there.
I hate this fight. This fight is a pain in the ass. Honda versus the Orochi army. Okay, so the Honda army is going to come to my aid in this battle. Okay, so while everyone is still alive, I have to escort a messenger all the way to a fort and ensure the messenger does not die and make sure that nobody else dies, even though Yasuharu Wakasaka over there is cut off and isolated and fucked. I have to make sure he doesn't die until reinforcements arrive, and then I have to kick Lubu's ass after the messenger gets where it needs to go.
This is most unexpected. The enemy is attacking us here.
Retreat!
I shall teach you the basics of strategy. Outfought at every turn.
It's just that simple.
Frighteningly effective!
The plans are in place. Time to execute.
outnumbered. If we fight, defeat will be inevitable. Messengers, send out a call for reinforcements!
Do not allow that messenger to die.
Some you win, some you lose.
It's just that simple.
Sensational. My heart's all aflutter.
I will slowly choke.
I will bring some color to this field of war.
You know you can't win. Why don't you just give it up? All forces advance. Crush the non-believers underfoot.
I must go and work on my delivery. You were wrong to oppose me.
Leave some for me!
I gotta get to that messenger.
I don't want any mercy.
Good, because you won't get any.
In battle, one's head is not for just filling a helmet. Retreat can be an acceptable strategy.
You were wrong to oppose me.
That's what we've been waiting to see. I shall teach you the basics of strategy. Discretion is the better part of valor.
You were wrong to oppose me.
Fuck you, Chen Gong.
Leave some for me!
You think you don't know what you're up to? Childish plans are so obvious, it's laughable.
Outfought at every turn.
You were wrong to oppose me.
That's what we've been waiting to see. We're under attack. Help us, please!
I got you.
Leave some for me!
You're not going anywhere. I need to close off this checkpoint behind us. Or those messengers are going to get slaughtered by troops coming out of the backside. Okay.
Hit me with everything you've got! I will slowly choke the life from you. Let begin. Before me. Orochi will triumph! Do not resist!
It's just that simple.
Frighteningly effective!
There's nothing else for it!
It's just that simple.
Sensational. My heart's all aflutter.
This is Kanagasaki. This is
Feel the venom.
a place where another kind of important battle took place because Nobunaga had to retreat from Kanagasaki after the Azaya-Sakura alliance ambushed him and overwhelmed his forces.
That's what we've been waiting to see. Orochi will triumph. Do not resist.
I'm feeling ready for a serious scrap.
It's just that simple.
Frighteningly effective!
I won't lose a second time.
It's just that simple.
That's what we've been waiting to see.
Running scared like the vermin you are. I will crush you underfoot.
It's Blue Boo! Come, brave soldiers of Orochi. Are you brave enough to face me?
Come on, Demon King. Live up to your name.
A legend of your age, and yet you side with the devil. I suppose you thought that feeding off his scraps would provide you sufficient prey.
And I was right. He has led me to the greatest prey of all. Hunting time.
Just a little further! Hurry!
It seems you are not just bluster, after all.
It's just that simple.
Frighteningly effective!
The time is at hand. All who oppose Orochi, join me now. And we will see him freed from his earthly bonds.
I don't want any mercy! That was almost too close! There's nothing else for it!
That's right! Stand in my way if you want to be sliced in half!
Here is where you wither and die!
It's just that simple.
Sensational. My heart's all aflutter.
Roar, Tadakatsu. There's no time to lose! Seize their main camp! Overrun them now, while we have the chance!
With what?
You morons still don't get it, do you?
Resistance is futile!
It's just that simple.
Frighteningly effective!
Retreat!
Sealing all these, and then I'm gonna go free up Okuni. I'm using this to pass time while I wait for reinforcements.
Retreat! Resistance is futile!
It's just that simple.
Sensational. My heart's all aflutter.
Leave some for me!
So this mission, you're not actually going to unlock a new ally unless you have impressed Tadakatsu in all 4 of the 7X chapters that exist. To impress Tadakatsu enough to get him to want to join you, you have to successfully meet the criteria of several missions. Each mission is the 7X chapter in a campaign. There are 4 campaigns, so there are 4 7X chapters you must earn his approval on. Allied reinforcements have arrived.
Mercy be, we need to hide no more. We can stand and fight.
Indeed. It may be time to really stretch my legs.
Useless idiots! Why didn't you take out all the messengers like I told you?
It's just that simple.
You have impressed me with your valor, warrior.
That impressed Tadakatsu. If you impress him all 4 times in all 4 chapters of 7X, he will join you. The criteria for it, however, is different each time. We'll see here in a moment if I actually succeeded. It looks like I did not. Yeah, I didn't actually get him in all of them. So I actually have to go back to each of the other 3 7X chapters at some point and unlock Honda Tadakatsu that way. That's not the end of the world, but that's a lot of real tedious work that I'm not going to do here. I will probably make a small stream later about how to pick him up for anyone who is looking to figure out how to unlock him. We're still working towards unlocking Lu Bu as well. With Lu Bu, there are 4 8X chapters in the game. The goal for any player looking to unlock Lu Bu, I will go ahead and tell you now, all you have to do is defeat Lu Bu in each of the 4 8X chapters. That sounds super easy. It is not. Not just because Lu Bu himself is extremely tough, but the main reason is because unlocking the 8X chapters, each one requires criteria when completing either the final chapter or the X chapter before it in order to unlock its last X chapter. So please keep this in mind if you are going to try and unlock him and you're just sitting there like, well, what the fuck? How do I not have him? Well, this is how you don't have him. Tadakatsu is the harder of the 2 to unlock, but Tadakatsu is arguably the worst one to unlock because Lu Bu is, simply put, a more efficient fighter. However, Tadakatsu is also very powerful and very tough regardless, so it's not like you'd be doing all of that work for nothing. So next we're going to go to Wuzhang Plains. I got 1 more hour of streaming to do. That's going to be it. I'm going to do a quick checkup here on a couple of things. that was awkward. So, in order to unlock Chapter 8X for Samurai, you have to clear Wuzhong Plains after killing 1,000 enemies.
After
I will be
successive
right back.
victories
I
at
need to,
Guandu
blow my
and
nose.
Tan Castle, Nobunaga's army had made serious inroads into Orochi's military. Meanwhile, Sakon had liaised with Sun Ce, and Xiahou Dun had reconciled with Cao Pi. Nobunaga's plans were beginning to come to fruition. Realizing for the first time that Nobunaga was attempting to unite the forces against him into a single mighty army, Orochi ordered Daji to have Nobunaga killed. Gathering together a formidable army, Daji set forth to meet Nobunaga at the Wuzhang Plains.
My lord, you were right all along. Cao Pi has defected and is restoring the kingdom of Wei. What's more, Sun Ce has turned his back on that snake as well. It looks like his poison has lost its effects.
The seeds of discontent are sown. Again, I'm just gonna say it now. Listening to Hideyoshi is so painful in this game. Oh my god, he is so awful to listen to. So yeah, Wuzhang Plains. This was the last place Zhuge Liang would see battle.
Yes. First, we must use the bulwarks and break down their front lines.
This time, I'm ready for anything. Let the game begin.
First wave! Prepare to blow those unbelievers away!
Feel the venom coursing through the veins. Orochi will triumph. Do not resist.
You were wrong to oppose me. Simply magnificent.
Orochi will triumph. Do not resist.
You were wrong to oppose me.
Historically, this is where Zhuge Liang passes away from illness. I forget what disease he had. I think he had some kind of stomach virus, or something like an actual like cancer of the stomach or something. Or he ingested something really bad for him.
This should be.
But he knew he was dying at this point.
Discretion is the better part of valor.
And he was trying to live long enough to win the Battle of Wuzhang Plains. If they could win the Battle of Wuzhang Plains, they would make enough inroads that he would be able to actually take the Wei Kingdom.
Bring it on! Time for the second wave. Keiji, you're up.
You got it. In the name of our creepy snake overlord guy!
Oh my god! I love Casey!
Discretion is the better part of valor.
I'm sorry, that was just pure KG right there.
A splendid show of force.
You got it! In the name of our creepy snake overlord guy!
You're wrong to oppose me. Simply magnificent.
The stupidest goddamn thing I've ever
Discretion is the better part of valor.
You were wrong to oppose me.
Excuse me while I kick every one of you in the crotch. Because you're all jerks.
A splendid show of force.
So Masamune is retreating, KG is advancing.
The bells of war toll for me.
This is also why you don't recruit Shingen and Kenshin in the Nagashino fight. There's the Uesugi army arriving as reinforcements.
Simply magnificent.
Oh.
Where does the wind? Well, I was once.
The god of war has arrived.
The Takeda cavalry has arrived.
Simply magnificent.
Show me what you have.
And now we're about to execute Operation Clap Them Cheeks. Just gonna be clapping everybody's cheeks at this point.
They've got KG? Impossible!
Not impossible, just unlikely.
Not so fast. The one-eyed dragon still stands between you and the Overlord.
Ask me if I give a shit. Why do you think you're so damn intimidating, Masamune?
A splendid show of force.
You are the most arrogant fucking 12-year-old in Warriors history. That's what you are. And you're not intimidating because of it.
I'm feeling ready for a serious scrap. I won't lose a second time.
You're feeling ready for a serious get the fuck out of my way. That's what you're feeling.
Simply magnificent.
I'm loading the hollow. Oh god, I'm loading the hollow points and I'm about to put them in these guys' faces because holy shit, they're assholes. I want to point something out that I feel like is a huge development oversight. All these Chinese troopers, these Japanese troopers, they're all purple clad. You may have noticed if you pay attention to his armor, but Masamune Date wears green. That's the color of his troops. That's the color of his
Time
province.
to take this battle into the 16th century.
Oh, he summoned a musket unit. Everybody watch out!
Dangerous thing. I must prefer the solid whack you can deliver with wood.
A splendid show
So,
of force.
get ready to watch me kind of camp out here for a while. You may want to go get some drinks, visit the concession stand, because I'm going to be killing enemies in front of this fucking stronghold for a while.
Rock on, you morons!
He is the stupidest motherfucker. He even has lame insults. Rock on, you morons. Triggers a boulder attack. Fucking wise ass. Then again, maybe he says jokes like that for the painful irony that your enemy has to endure. I know I certainly fucking would. Making my enemy endure the pain of having to put up with my insults? Yeah, that sounds like something I would do. Maybe that's secretly what Masakune is doing. It's weird. I get too close to that, and his troops quit spawning.
A splendid show of force.
This plan cannot be allowed to succeed.
The Uesugi army is moving to attack the Boulder unit.
A splendid show of force.
I got half the frickin' kills I need.
A splendid show of force.
Damn, there's still officers over there? Shit. I apologize to everybody for how slow this is. If I ever do this stage over again, I will never do this again, just because playing it normally actually looks kind of interesting. Playing it like this just looks like ass. Shingen got routed? Alright. Hold on. I'm glad Shingen getting routed doesn't cost me the level. Are those allied units directly following me? Is that what's happening? Please tell me that's not what's happening. Yeah, I want to know how Shingen took all that damage and none of these guys.
I don't want any mercy. I don't want any mercy. There's nothing else for it.
You were wrong to oppose me.
Simply magnificent.
There's nothing else for it.
You were wrong to oppose me.
That's what we've been waiting to see.
A splendid show of force.
Normally Shingen will comment on that, but I guess because he got routed, he won't. Bud check. Throws a freaking ball in his face. How small an army does Date Masamune have by himself? Because it looks like a lot of those troops I was having to fight were coming from other sources.
What is it that you are planning to do?
I'll wipe you all out and have the land to myself.
A splendid show of force.
Alright, I'm pretty sure I can get 200 kills on the rest of this map. Like, I've got 812 from camping over there. Pretty sure I can get the rest just fine. Damn! He routed Kagei? Meng Da is starting to struggle. Yeah, I've let this carry on so long that it's starting to negatively impact my allies quite a bit. I need to do something about this.
Hit me with everything you've got! There's nothing else for it!
You were wrong to oppose me. Simply magnificent.
God of War, watch over your battles.
That's right. Stand in my way if you want to be sliced in half.
Shut the hell up, Monster. Please, for the love of God, just stop talking.
A splendid show of force.
You're the most annoying asshole.
Without Orochi, this land is doomed. Wake up!
It's interesting that he says that, because that actually comes into play
You
in,
think you can stop me?
in one of the sequels.
You can't live with them. You can't just have them slaughtered. Oh well. I guess I'll do it myself. Again.
I hate that.
I will go down fighting.
Mitsuhide is kind of ideal for this with this combo because it allows him to really deal with
I
problems.
won't lose a second time.
And he's got
You were wrong to oppose me.
he's got a long string that allows him to
That's
stun a
what we've
lot
been
of
waiting
cannon
to see.
fodder really quickly.
Bring it on! Bring it on! I won't lose a second time! You were wrong to oppose me. Simply magnificent. Damn! Hate backing out! You were wrong to oppose me.
That's what we've been waiting to see.
Excellent. Simply excellent.
Who's that sneaking up on the right side of the map? It's Zhang Ba. Hello, puppy.
I will go down fighting.
Retreat!
this?
I will go down fighting.
Feel the venom coursing through your veins.
What?
Resistance is futile. I will slowly choke the life from you.
You were wrong to oppose me. Simply magnificent.
Orochi will triumph. Do not resist.
You were wrong to oppose me.
What? Okay.
Simply magnificent.
A splendid show of force.
Well, remember that Logan could have put those in there.
Are you sure you want to throw your life away?
I did not stop my combo game. Why did you quit?
I will go down fighting.
It's just that simple. So, you live after all.
Sorry about that. Turns out I'm a tough old coot.
Once this snake is gone, we must meet again on the battlefield. There is much more fun to be had.
The three great warriors standing shoulder to shoulder are surely enough to strike fear into even that cold heart.
They don't. Shingen Takeda, Kenshin Uesugi, and Kanatsugu Naoe are available for use. Unlock the battles of Baidi and Koshi Castle. Oh, no. Alright. So now we're gonna go unlock Lu Bu.
Baidi Castle was one of the Orochi army's main strongholds. Forced to respond to other uprisings, Orochi had left this castle undermanned, coordinating with his wife, Lady No, who had just when the castle seemed likely...
Okay, I am going to redo that entire opening.
Baidi Castle was one of the Orochi army's main strongholds. Forced to respond to other uprisings, Orochi had left this castle undermanned. Coordinating with his wife, Lady No, who had been freed by Sun Ce, Nobunaga organized a pincer attack on the castle. Just when the castle seemed likely to fall, however, Nobunaga received news that Orochi had sent an enormous force to receive him.
Okay.
No, I did not expect to see you. Their defenses, I fear, rip through them.
Here is where you wither and die.
I wonder, is my love already here?
Enemy reinforcements have been delayed.
Lay siege to Baidi Castle before enemy reinforcements.
I have slain another in the name of honor. Wonderful. You have earned my praise.
Retreat!
Look out! They're throwing rocks!
That was pathetic.
Incredible!
I kind of thought about something just now. I was thinking about talking about the many different interpretations of Nobunaga Oda. The vast majority of them are all very negative. He's seen as very, very evil, very, very malignant, brutal, violent.
Chaos to end. I will enjoy this pandemonium.
Oh great, there's Kotaro.
I will slowly choke the life.
Orochi, or Nobunaga, excuse me, Jesus Christ. I am sitting here fighting Orochi's men. I'm getting totally lost in what I'm doing. This is what I wanted to say. I have seen Nobunaga Oda depicted in a wide variety of ways in many games. Ranmaru is also often depicted in a number of ways. The most notable depictions of him that I have on hand would be Onimusha. He is depicted as a human who was killed in Okahazama with an arrow to the throat. This was a false rumor that was used to trick the Imagawans, I believe, into believing that Nobunaga was dead before his time. It did work. Nobunaga then ambushed and killed Yoshimoto. He was then operated on and resurrected by a demon named Guildenstern. Guildenstern is a demonic engineer in the series. Nobunaga then tried to push the fate of the Fumo. Really?
The wind cannot be defeated. Do not waste your time.
I have slain another in the name of honor. Wonderful. You have earned my praise.
I don't like his new voice either. It's weird. Just about every new voice I despise. Why do they all suck? The depiction of him in that game, he is ruthless, murderous, amoral. He looks down upon humans. He very happily became a Genma in that one. Genma being demon. And there's not really a version of him in any of the Onimusha games that has shown any bit of humility or human decency. He is depicted as exceedingly amoral. And I did mention the Battle of Mount Hiei in my last stream of Warriors Orochi. Some people, you heard me say how he basically, he killed all the priests, the monks, and everything there. He killed all the women and children. And you might immediately think to yourself, wow, this guy is a fucking monster. It's worth noting that what led him to do that, he actually gave those militant monks about 3 warnings to stop, and he would ignore them if they wanted to live. Okay? 3 warnings after they started pissing him off. And their attacks on his patrols didn't just kill a bunch of men he didn't know and didn't care. Ultimately, one of them led to the death of one of his family members, and that was kind of the point where Nobunaga snapped and said, "That's it. That's it. You motherfuckers are about to eat." So Nobunaga didn't just arbitrarily decide, well, they're fucking with my rules, so they have to. So I'm going to make an example of them. They didn't just fuck with his rule, they fucked with his fucking family. They killed one of his family members in one of their very useless raids because they did not have the military prowess necessary to properly oppose Nobunaga. They didn't care. They considered it their religious mission to defy him. And one of the reasons why he brought a lot of the, why he was very eager, I think, to bring the Christians along into his country was very largely to weaken the power of the Buddhist monks in his region. Because the Buddhists and the Shinto believers held an immense amount of power in the region, and a massive amount of influence even amongst various regional lords, and they didn't want their power taken away. So, were those men fighting just for their religious belief? Actually, no, they were also fighting so that their religious power would not be stolen. Because they did not want to lose it. So, these guys were not necessarily just opposing Nobunaga for the sake of opposing evil. They were opposing Nobunaga because Nobunaga was bringing about a fundamental change in the government and society as it stood that was going to destroy what they knew and a lot of the control that they had. He's very easy to love because his abilities led to great changes and advancements in Japan and its society at that time. But he's also very easy to hate because his methodology for solving problems often involved an extreme amount of bloodshed. And in many cases, a ridiculous amount of bloodshed that wasn't exactly decent. It's very easy to paint him as a villain in that regard. When he married off his sister to Lord Nagamasa Azai, the Azai clan didn't actually side with him ultimately. They sided with the Asakura. And it's unclear who held the misapprehensions and who didn't. Or who was actually being genuine. But
when we're finished with you, you'll look like porcupines.
Let me guess, that's a massive archery deployment right there. But the forces tied to the Azai clan when they sided with the Asakura, the Oda was able to overpower them and with the aid of the Tokugawa. And they assaulted Odani Castle and basically killed every member of the Azai clan. Nagamasa ended up committing seppuku, if I recall correctly, historically speaking, because he was unable to handle what happened. He was unable to handle the loss of his people and his clan, and he's depicted very often as actually a very honorable man, Nagamasa. He's depicted as a man who valued his family and his loved ones above all else, even his lordship and leadership of his castle. And so it's not as though history looks poorly on Nagamasa. There's actually not a version of Nagamasa I've ever heard of that is looked upon negatively. In addition, Nagamasa Azai, after he was killed, Oichi was returned to the Oda clan, and she inevitably marries Shibata Katsui, also known as the Devil Shibata, who is a retainer of the Oda clan, one of Nobunaga's best. So, if you're wondering why... you know, did Nobunaga kill his own sister? No, he did not kill her. He actually, he pulled her out of the fortress, or, I can't remember if he did that or if one of his retainers. But, either way, she was pulled from the fortress, and her children and her were both taken in. So, he didn't kill his own sibling, but he did kill his brother-in-law. he had no compunctions about killing his brother-in-law.
You are an asset to this army.
What took so long? Send them to hell.
He also besieged a Honganji Iko-Iki rebellion.
Now that we have the castle, we must regroup.
He locked that place down for years in a violent, bloody siege. Another thing Nobunaga did that a lot of people are a little conflicted about is how he handled Matsunaga Hisahide, or Hisahide Matsunaga, for anybody who might be unfamiliar. That man is the man who is often touted as the greatest villain of the Sengoku era, not Nobunaga. To give you an idea of who this man was, this is a man who... There was a clan called the Matsunaga clan. They adopted Hisahide into the clan. There were 3 men after their main lord who had died from illness without leaving an heir who was old enough to take the throne of the clan, who shared the power of the clan together and tried to raise the young lord into somebody who could lead them. Well, Matsunaga Hisahide tricked all of them into a building with a very large Buddha statue and lit the building on fire and destroyed the Great Buddha alongside everybody involved, and trapping them in that building until they burned to death, essentially. So, Hisahide is not a very good person, and he is very often depicted as a very unscrupulous, murderous, amoral, and sadistic bastard because of it. Nobunaga is occasionally depicted as a man of great potential evil, but also great good.
Incredible! Orochi will triumph. Do not resist.
I have slain another in the name of honor.
And that has made him a very...
I commend your efforts thus far.
Oh, hello, Lulu. That makes him a very interesting individual to talk about.
Don't worry. It'll be over before you know it.
Discretion is the better part of valor.
I have slain another in the
Wonderful! You have earned my praise. You can have the castle. We can take it back anytime we want.
Life and death are in the balance. The enemy approaches from the southwest. Make sure they don't make it fast.
I am above and ready to run. Be gone!
He's got his freaking defense done right now.
And I use but your allegiance and my lord's needs first.
You are such a lovely person. You only have to think for yourself.
It begins.
You know I don't like you later.
Forgive me, my love. Let us make beautiful war.
Oh my god! That's so Nobunaga and Samurai Warrior. Forgive me, my love. Let us make beautiful war together. To be fair, his wife is depicted as quite the sadist. And she is.
I have heard great things about this man. It's time to see if they are true.
So, the legend appears.
So it seems there is another besides Orochi who can match my skill. Now I'm really angry. I'll remember this.
You were wrong to oppose me. Simply magnificent.
It begins.
You're no more than common burglars, ransacking an empty home.
So, you are the great Cao Cao. You live up to your reputation, I see.
And you yours, Demon King.
Go, my phantoms, and play for me their beautiful screams. Time for some fun. Advance on 3 fronts.
Feel the venom coursing through your veins. Orochi will triumph. Do not resist.
Are you sure you want to throw your life away?
Here is where you wither and die.
It's just that simple.
Brilliant!
Resistance is human.
It's just that simple.
A splendid show of force.
It's just that simple.
There we go.
Brilliant!
I look forward to when we meet again, Demon King.
Huh. If you can stay out of trouble until then.
Lubu has become available for use. What? Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Well, that's a shoddy case piece. Damn. Broke already. Well, shit. Oh, God, nope. Did not mean to touch that. Okay. Let's give Nobunaga one last round of weapon fusion. This is going to be my final battle here. We're going to do this, and that's going to be the end of the video. The final battle of Koshi Castle.
Thanks partly to the participation of Shingen and Kenshin, the Allied army enjoyed a historic victory at the Wujiang Plains. With the aid of Nobunaga's far-sighted plans, the armies led by Cao Pi and Sun Ce also claimed victory and forced Orochi into a corner. The time had come to unite and free this land of its greatest menace. One demon king against another. The final showdown was about to begin on Orochi's home turf of Koshi Castle.
So Nobunaga orchestrates the Wei and Wu rebellions.
The time is upon us. I will enjoy slaying you, Orochi. We shall attack from the south. All forces claim the 2 southern fortresses.
Cede the southeastern and western
to lure
garrisons.
the enemy out. This calls for some real cunning.
Let us enjoy this last battle together.
Feel the venom coursing.
The enemy is upon us! Fall back! Fall back!
Resistance is futile.
I have slain another in the name of honor.
Impressive, I must say. Swift as the wind. I must be ready.
Never have I seen such an obvious trap. Such amateurism must not go unpunished.
rogue. Dishonorable 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 rogue.
This music is so
They've
kick-ass.
ignored us! They're heading straight for Kosi Castle! Blast! We must follow them and defend it! Here is where you wither and die! Resistance is futile!
I have slain another in the name of honor.
The god of war burns within you as well.
You fight smart! I like that!
Here is where you wither and die! Feel the wrath coursing through your veins.
Where are they going from here?
Resistance is futile!
I have slain another in the name of honor.
Wonderful! You have earned my praise.
Joe Yu's unit.
I am here to put my shoulder to the wheel.
Resistance is futile!
I have slain another in the name
Why
of
did
honor.
Joe Yu use a line? Hey, what's up, Glory? You're not too late for the last mission, at least.
Wide open? They expect me to hold that? But
We're on the
we
last
might
mission of the
be able to
Samurai
make
campaign.
use of
There's still a few other things I could do.
Fools! You've walked right into our trap!
I'm not sure if I'm gonna do them. I might.
He fell for it! All cannons, open fire!
Is that the mighty Lubu? Unload sentry duty? Surely not! You mock me, old man? And you shall die first!
Move now, and the plan will be ruined!
Oh, so there's a plan, is there?
This is good. I think we'll start by taking that character.
Lord Nobunaga's plan starts to come to fruition.
I'm shut in.
You're shut in! The masked Avenger is caught.
Is that what you think?
And next up is this.
Ah, that's okay, brother. I'm glad you made it.
Dishonorable rogue.
Farewell, you hooded hoodlum.
This is nothing but a ploy! Do not fall for it!
I'm glad to see you. Follow my orders from the little conqueror.
Indeed, I did. But it was you who moved him to this decision. Is that so?
Plan has worked as always. Time to make it count.
Dishonorable rogue.
He made himself a target.
On the basis of their whole operation. Leave the business to me.
I'm feeling ready for a serious scrap.
Hit me with everything you've got!
more observation. Discretion is the better part of valor.
I have slain another in the name of honor. Wonderful! You have earned my praise.
Simply magnificent. Damn, I hate backing out.
I have slain another in the name of honor.
Alright, that wipes out the force over
Impressive,
here.
I must say.
Ambushes. Cannons. This is more fun. Destroy those cannons now. They will begin to annoy me.
Seize the cannon fortresses to assist Kenshin's charge. The eastern garrison has been seized. I noticed you guys were talking about Umbridge and Gilderoy Lockhart. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I was gonna say, like, I could throw my 2 cents in that conversation here while I'm finishing this up before going into the main chat, but why not? I can wait. Gilderoy is definitely somebody that I despise. He's mostly just guilty, though, of taking credit for somebody else's achievements. That's definitely a really fucked up thing to do. Don't anybody who ends up watching this later get me wrong. And he also wipes their memories so they don't even know the great acts that they just committed. But Umbridge is, in my opinion, inarguably worse for several reasons. I don't feel like it's impossible to consider Gilderoy worse. But while he was gonna leave Ginny to die in the Chamber of Secrets, and he was also going to wipe the memory of those 3 kids, causing them to lose their minds, and then make up a story about how they lost their minds. He wasn't gonna put those 3 in Azkaban. What he was actually gonna do was put them in a wizard equivalent of an insane asylum. So he was basically going to lie, fuck up their memory, and then throw them in mental wards. At least they'd be taken care of, even though they wouldn't ever be able to save that girl. And a child would have died on his watch, but the reason why I feel like Umbridge is much, much worse... Umbridge tortures children. Gilderoy was only going to leave one child to die. Umbridge was going to torture children, going so far as to use unforgivable curses just to interrogate them. She also broke virtually every rule about student teaching they had, without Mundungus Fudge knowing. Or not Mundungus, but Cornelius Fudge knowing. And as much as Cornelius Fudge wanted, what's-his-face, Dumbledore to not do what he thought he was doing, he would not have actually condoned the harm that was brought to those children on her watch. He actually was unaware of a lot of what she was doing. And the worst part is that she was going to hurt those kids for the sick, twisted pleasure of it. And when Voldemort sees his power, she eagerly joins him because she's actually anti-half-blood. If you're not a pure-blooded wizard, she actually loathes you just as much as everybody else. And even though she comes from a pure-blood family, her father's complete and utter lack of ambition actually causes her to hate him as well. Virtually every incarnation of Umbridge is completely irredeemable. She's sociopathic, she's incredibly sadistic. A lot of the methodologies that she used to torture and hurt people, they were telling the truth, but because they were not what Voldemort wanted, she got off on basically sadistically tormenting them and in many cases killing them, and not just killing them. She would set the Dementors on them to give the Dementors kiss and suck out their soul. Yeah, like, Gilderoy is just an asshole. Umbridge is just pure fucking irredeemable evil. Like, this is a woman that I would subject to every form of torture imaginable just because she would subject it on somebody else. I don't just want to, like, kill Umbridge. I want her to suffer the agony that she inflicts on her own victims. You're right that Lockhart is one of those people you can punch. So I guess, yeah, if it's punchable, then yeah, probably that. Umbridge is just, I would argue she's the most hateable character. Because Voldemort is basically Wizard Adolf. I don't even need to say his last name for everybody to know who I'm mentioning and referring to. But Umbridge is completely lucid of what she's doing. She doesn't think it's wrong because she hates anybody she considers less than herself. And she is eager to embrace Voldemort's vision only so she can further her own goals. She doesn't even believe in Voldemort's twisted cause.
Both southern fortresses are in our hands. The
Like,
preliminary
Umbridge is easily the most horrific
Find Orochi
character.
and cut him down.
Because around the time Voldemort starts doing what he did, Voldemort does it because normal people rejected him and were terrified of his power. Umbridge does it because she believes she's entitled to it. And Voldemort is also going insane around the time he starts to become the Dark Lord.
You think you can stop me?
Umbridge is completely lucid that everything she's doing is horrific and fucked up and wrong. But if it furthers her goal, or just or venerates anything she thinks, she does it. Voldemort does it because he believes humans have to be exterminated so that wizards can truly be themselves.
I won't lose a second time.
But yeah, you kind of got a point.
You are an asset to this army.
Lockhart realistically isn't that harmful of a villain compared to Voldemort and Umbridge in the end. And yeah, Karma fucking destroys his ass.
Orochi will triumph.
I was heartbroken when I found out that when the Dementors attacked Umbridge, she lived through that later.
Burns within you as well.
And I was heartbroken because that woman is just the epitome of sadistic, murderous, amoral bitch.
Dishonorable rogue. Dishonorable rogue.
Clearly what he's saying.
The only path to Orochi is through me.
I will slice my way through the thorniest paths.
What is it that you desire?
All I desire is to wipe you from this dimension and prove myself the greatest. Now I'm really angry. I'll remember this.
I have slain another
Somehow,
in the name
Lulu,
of
I
honor.
don't think I'm going to care that you're going to remember this.
You have earned my praise.
If you have defeated Lulu, then you have earned the right to face me. Come and show me the strength of man. I do not want to waste my time. better be worth the effort. You challenge me, Demon King?
If that is what you desire.
You have proven yourself the best of your kind. Come and show me how feeble you are.
I will cut you down and usher in an age of peace.
You fight smart! I like that.
Come. Surely you are not done yet.
That's Orochi's most basic combat string right there that he's using. The one where he slams his fucking thing in there. Alright. I'll see you a little bit later. Actually, now that this is finished, I can finally do whatever the fuck I want. Zuotzi has become available for use. Daji has become available for use.
This is just the beginning.
You are right. We are witnessing the beginning.
Indeed.
You guys still haven't had enough?
Hey, stop fighting already! I mean it!
This is the beginning of a new era.
This is our chance to rebuild.
A new era!
Of glorious war.
I really don't like any of these endings that the game has just because there's very little thought put into them, very little effort put into them. There's very little of anything put into them, and I kind of just don't like it. I feel like some more effort would have been better on that one, even though half the officers that Nobunaga recruits are just a bunch of fucking willy-nilly morons. So I'll go ahead and show you guys all the characters that I've recruited up to this point. We've got all the samurai from 1, everybody except for 1 from 2, and that's Honda Tadakatsu. Everybody from Shu is here. We're missing 1 officer of Wei. I struggle to think of who it is. Cao Ren, Cao Pi, Panga, Xiahou Dun, Dian Wei, Xu Zhu, Cao Cao, Xiahou Yuan, Zhang Liao, Sima Yi, Xu Huang, Zhang He. It's Genji. Genji is missing. We have everyone in Wu. All the other characters except for Orochi. So we're missing Tadakatsu and Genji. Strange. I am not sure why Genji is not already in my army, but... Huh. So, after today, I will be streaming Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That is kind of where I'm going to go with this from now, for a while. when I complete Knights of the Old Republic 1, I will be moving over to Knights of the Old Republic 2 and clearing that game. If my streaming equipment will handle it, it should. I just don't know if it will. So that's kind of going to be what's going to happen. I don't think I'll return to Warriors Orochi 1 at this point. I may go back and play it a little bit in my free time when I'm in the mood to amuse myself, but I doubt I'm going to be playing it for anything else. I'll probably just be clearing out everybody's abilities and trying to get enough growth points to get these characters to the levels that I would need to do something interesting with them. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. Thank you all very much for watching. I've been Savage Hound Dusk.